Hello, everybody. Sorry we're late. Just a few technical difficulties, but we've managed to sort it. This is your Game Day Champions League special. We'll be covering both games as Villa take on PSG in Birmingham and Borussia Dortmund welcome Barcelona. That game all but pretty much done. So joining me, we've got Connor. Ian will be joining shortly. Connor, we're going to dive straight into it. If you could please give us the Aston Villa and Paris Saint-Germain team news, my friend, if you would be so kind. Firstly,
Yes.
how are you?
I'm grand. Yes, looking forward to this. I'm hoping that 3-1. I'm hoping Villa get the first goal because that keeps things interesting. If PSG score at that kind of game over really at that point in it, so hopefully they'll do that. But yeah, no, I'm very much looking forward to it. And in terms of the team news and the lineups, we'll go away team first, home team second. Why not? The PSG lineup. Excuse me, tonight they've got Donnarumma in goals, a back four of Hakimi, Pacho, Marquinhos and Nuno Mendes, a midfield three of Vitinha, João Neves and Ruiz either side of him, and then a front three of Dembele through the middle and Bradley Barcola and Kvaratskhelia on the other side. I've probably butchered the pronunciation of his name, but nonetheless. And for Aston Villa, it's, of course, Emi Martinez in goal, a back four of Digne, Konsa, Torres and Cash, and then you've got Onana and Kamara just in front of them, and then just behind the striker, you've got Tielemans, McIn and Rodgers, and then Marcus Rashford starts up front, so Ollie Watkins on the bench tonight, as is Marco Asensio, Axel Diassi as well. So interesting lineups there.
I suppose the biggest thing is what you were saying to me before, that they've went with Rashford up top instead of Ollie Watkins. Big decision.
It is a big decision. I mean, Watkins will play a part in this game. There's no question about it. I'm surprised he's not starting because for me, I know Rashford's played well since he went to Villa, but Watkins for me is still a better striker than Marcus Rashford. So I can only think he's thinking is, try and have a steady start to the game. Rashford up front, if he can grab a goal and you're still in it, then you can throw Watkins on, possibly alongside Rashford in the second half and really, really have a goal at PSG, which they're going to have to do because the reality is they need 2 goals just to take this to extra time, but that's without conceding. 3 to win it without conceding. Obviously, that job gets exponentially more difficult if they do concede. And listen, PSG will not be intimidated by Villa Park because they went to Anfield, which is, many have said has been the hardest away ground in Europe this season, and it did not faze them at all.
No, and I will quickly, for everybody, just while we're waiting on Ian, I will read out the lineups for Borussia Dortmund and Barcelona. It's Kobel in goal, a back three of Sula, Anton and Ben Sabeni. There's a reason why I'm not a commentator. A midfield four of Kuto, Gross, Nemecha and Svensson, with a front three of Bayer, Adeyemi and Garassi. For Barcelona, it's looks like apparently a 4-2-3-1. The rain's very, very heavy in Birmingham tonight, it has to be said. It's a 4-2-3-1. It's Martin at left back, not me. Kurabase, Aragio in the centre, and Koundé at right back. A midfield 2 of Gavi and De Jong, not bad. And then just behind Lewandowski, you've got Rafinha, Lopez and Yamal. So that Barcelona team, I know the game's kicked off, Connor, in Birmingham, but just quickly, that Barcelona team's looking good.
It's just kicked off in Birmingham for me now, so thanks. But yeah, it is. I mean, the talent that they've got is incredible. I've often said this: they've had that balance of youth and experience, and it's serving them well in this Champions League campaign. 4-0 up for the first leg. You imagine they should be able to see it out, but stranger things have happened in the Champions League. I mean, Barcelona themselves overturned a 4-0 first-leg deficit against PSG a few years ago, so they would know all about that type of scenario occurring. But, I mean, Lamine Yamal he's a phenomenal young player. The boy's still a teenager, and doing the things he's doing is incredible, it really is. Lewandowski, obviously, paying a visit back to his old haunt in Dortmund. Scored against them the last time out. I'm interested to see the reaction he'll get if he scores over there tonight. But yeah, again, I expect a good game there, although Barca, you feel, should already have done enough to win this. But again, it's another one of those. If Dortmund can score early and pile the pressure on and maybe nick a second, then all of a sudden the door opens for them a wee bit.
Yeah, and like I say, I'll keep my eye on the Dortmund-Barcelona game. There has been a minute's silence in that one, so for me that's not quite kicked off yet. But nearly 2 minutes, Connor, into the Aston Villa game, almost.
Are we getting no scoreboards, by the way?
Once Ian comes, yeah. I've got it all set up for 3 people, so we're just waiting on Ian. But yeah, an early chance for Villa.
Oh, yeah, I mean, see, you're a few seconds ahead of me. But yes, there was a good chance there. Onana get the header for the corner. Rashford just pinged that in, flicked that back across the face of goal, almost off a PSG head, and then Onana just not quite getting there. So it goes for another corner to Villa, but Villa on the front foot. It has to be said for the early going here, but again, that's what they have to do. As this corner comes in again here, bit scrappy, but Villa keeping it alive at the moment. Rashford picks it up. Oh, it's a lovely run for Rashford, but he just a little bit too much of the ball to the defender, and PSG come away with it or clear it, but back up to Martinez now in the Villa half. Good start for Villa.
Kicked off in Germany. They're 15 seconds into the game. I've got in Germany. Sorry, Connor, I cut you.
No, it's a good start for Villa, but I mean, Luis Enrique, he'll fancy this. I think you feel with PSG, if there's a year that they could go and win the Champions League, you feel that year would be this year. The way they're playing and how things have been going from. Obviously, they've already won the French League now, so that takes any domestic pressures off them. They can fully focus, laser focus almost in Champions League. As Villa come forward here, referee, the referee's giving a free kick to PSG there, which stops the attempted through ball for Villa. I want to see it back because I'm not so sure. Yeah, it's just a bit of foul there, aye. It's John McGinn, he just leans into the back a little bit, the old forearm kind of thing. And again, Villa thought they were away, and again, the referee has pointed for a free kick. And yes, Blue Mac, I absolutely did enjoy that one over Manchester United. And you'll see how much I enjoyed it when the EPL show drops very, very soon.
Sorry, Connor, I'm just trying to get cover.
What's happened?
I'm just trying to get cover, that's all. What I was basically telling you there was to keep talking.
Right, yes. Obviously, we're waiting on our third, so I'll just rabbit on. I'm used to that anyway. Yeah, I mean, look, a lot of the play right now is all being played in PSG's half, it has to be said. Villa are pressing early days. I think they're looking for an early goal because I think they'll recognise the earlier they can score and just maybe slightly unnerve and unsettle PSG, the better chance that they'll stay in the game. You know, when they went over to PSG last week, I'm pretty sure they'd have wanted to come out of there no worse off than a goal behind. They ended up 2 behind. But let's be honest here, Martin, the way that game went, they could have been sitting here 3 or 4 behind because PSG were electric last week. They really were.
They've been the best team in the competition. Only really team that comes close to them is Barcelona.
100% agreed, yeah. And listen, the way that the path has opened up, it could be PSG and Barcelona in the final. That is a possibility, which I would not be against. I'll tell you that for free. Of course I will, because you're not going to pay me to tell you that. But yeah, it'd be a great final. That's the thing, though, with all the teams left in it and the way the new formats worked, particularly in the knockout stages, there's not been a bad game that's been thrown up. They've all been, particularly quarterfinals, they're all mammoth games. They really are. And obviously, games tomorrow as well. But Villa
all given away by Barca. Yeah. It's a long strike. It's tame. It's right at the goalkeeper. It was a half chance for Dortmund, but easily into the arms of Szczesny. CGM wants to know, Connor, how does Matty Cash qualify for Poland?
How does Matty Cash qualify for Poland? Not 100% sure. I believe he has parentage, I believe it is he calls it. I will tell you right now, is what I'll do.
That's what Google's for, isn't it?
Well, exactly, yeah. Let's see, international career. Oh, he's there you go, aye. His mother is Polish, that's why.
Well, there you go.
Although weirdly...
Coming forward again, cross into the box! Oh, it's cleared. It's cleared.
Weirdly, though, Matty Cash only got a Polish passport in 2021, despite his mother being Polish.
It was a cross into the box for the left-hand side, and the Dortmund striker slides in. I've not got the best angle here, so it's no easy for me to see everything. But between, I think it's the goalkeeper just manages to put, and Kurabasi just manages to put enough pressure. I'm just about to see it again. So it's Adeyemi central, plays it out to the left. It's crossed in towards chance
for that. It's the defender just nicks in front of Rashford there. It looked like there was a good little interchange in the middle of the park, and there was a slide rule ball down to Rashford on the right-hand side of the box. It looked like he was going to be in to pull the trigger, but the defender just got across him in time to cover it. But again, bright stuff for Villa, but they've got to be careful because they could be caught out here. Barcola has it on the left-hand side, looking for support inside him. Cuts inside.
For Dortmund, again, straight at Szczesny. From Svensson. It's a throw in the right-hand side. It's played into the kind of centre of the D, and he's right in the middle of the goal, and it's just right down Szczesny's throat.
Svensson? No relation to Karel Svensson, I'm assuming.
It's related. Probably somehow related, yes.
Listen, the members were happy with me that day, I tell you.
Again, Dortmund again? Come on, how have they not scored yet? It's another cross into the back post. And, you're not getting a penalty for that. Adeyemi again in the left-hand side. It's at the centre of the box, but it's all Borussia Dortmund right now. Barcelona have obviously turned up and went, we won 4-0, it was comfortable, this is going to be easy. And is that a corner kick and Dortmund have the corner? They're screaming for a penalty. It's never a penalty, and it's life.
PSG coming forward with it here. I must say, they're not forcing the issue at the minute. PSG, they're sort of just working their way.
They don't have to force it, do they?
No, they don't. I think they're just warming themselves up into the game, really. But where they have to be careful is in not conceding the first goal. That's important. It's a cliche, I know, in these games, but it's a cliche for a reason, because it's true. It really does. It swings the balance of how this game could go.
Apparently.
Across the back line.
It's an easy catch for Szczesny, cross for the left-hand side, easy catch. Apparently, Connor, obviously I had to have the volume down for copyright reasons, but apparently they played the Europa League music at the beginning of the Aston Villa game instead of the Champions League music.
I did see somebody comment that in the chat. Aye. To be fair, the Europa League music is just as good as the Champions League music, I feel. I mean, we're used to it, obviously, being Rangers fans.
We know all the words.
we do. Oh, it's PSG, by the way. We spun the counter here, slid across the face. Martinez with a save, but it bounces back out, and there's the goal. It's PSG against the runner play in the opening 10 minutes. It's got to be said. It's Hakimi who applies the finishing touch. Again, it's Villa trying to press the issue, getting caught on that counter attack, and Barcola comes away with it.
Penalty, Dortmund.
He feeds it across the face of the box. Martinez comes out to try and claim it, but he ends up just palming it straight into the path of Hakimi, who makes no mistake, first time finish into the top corner of the net. And yep, PSG lead 1-0 on the night and 4-1 on aggregate. A poor one for Villa to concede, it has to be said. But always the danger when you start the way Villa have and throwing bodies forward. But Martinez has got to do better for me.
Well, it is a penalty here for Dortmund. Foul on Gross. It was I couldn't see who played the wee slide rule pass through him, but he gets ahead. Szczesny gets a touch on the ball. Szczesny doesn't get any of the ball. Takes him out. It looks a stonewall penalty to me. VAR is checking it. But it looks a stonewall penalty, and maybe just a little sign of life for Borussia Dortmund.
Well, I did say in these games, first goal and all that, Dortmund scoring early helps their cause greatly. It has to be said.
That is a penalty given. So it looks like it will be Garassi to step up and take the penalty. For Borussia Dortmund, within the first kind of 10 minutes, 11 minutes, give themselves just a slight chance.
Well, that's all you can do, innit? You know, and again, it can go against you in the opposite direction, as has happened for Aston Villa here against PSG, but just giving themselves a sniff. And to be fair, listen, Dortmund, they're good enough to score.
Sorry, Conor Garassi steps up. Oh, it's 1-0 Dortmund. That was cheeky. It looked as if it was going over the bar. He steps up to the ball and it looks like he's tried to chip it, but he's got it wrong. And what he's actually done is he's chipped it right into the top of the net. That almost went wrong, but that was cool. That was coolness. Yeah, 1-0 Dortmund.
Well, interesting. I mean, listen, as I said, they are capable of scoring 4 at home. I've no doubt about that, Dortmund. It's whether how did Barcelona react? Basically, do they fall into a shell and go, well, we've still got a 3-goal lead here, lads. Cam Heeds, just don't nothing silly, or do they go, do you know what? I can go and get this next goal and put this to bed again. And Villa are still pressing quite high, I've got to say, Martin. They are.
I think what we might have to see now, Conor, for Barcelona is for them actually to come out and try and play. They've just sat back for 10 minutes and basically let Borussia Dortmund have the ball.
Yeah, it's sort of understandable to a degree, isn't it? Because if you're 4-0 up for the first leg, it does take that sort of the shackles off you a bit, and maybe Barca being a bit guilty of being a bit too relaxed, potentially.
Oh yeah, far too relaxed. Far too relaxed. Right. Both games look as though they're going exactly the same way. The ball's in exactly the same places in the park as Barcelona try and come forward, giving away. So sloppy. So sloppy.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, this is the thing. You know, in this game here, it started fast-paced. It started Villa pressing the issue, asking the questions. You know, they came close to getting an opener, but got stung on that counter. And I just wonder, I mean, the bright side for us, Martin, is it'll be an early night. You know, there'll be extra time or penalties.
No, you don't know. You don't know.
Remain as they are. I mean, yeah. PSG now enjoying the lion's share of possession, it has to be said.
I'm not doing any graphics behind the scenes, Connor, so I don't need you to keep talking.
I can't talk just now because nothing's happening just now. The ball was out of play, so they're about to take a throw.
Just make it up.
Unai Emery's just rebooted it into the tap bin. Oh dear. Villa not really getting much of a foothold at the moment. Yeah, they're picking up the ball and they're just losing it straight away. It's like that goal. It's almost just sort of bust the balloon a bit, sucked a bit of the air out of things. Obviously, I can't hear the atmosphere, so I don't know what the crowd are like, but I imagine it'll have quietened them a bit because they'll notice an awful long way back now. Again, not impossible, but highly unlikely as they work their way out from the back here. I believe that's Cash that's on the ball. Finds the pass inside to John McGinn. McGinn drives forward, stopped in his tracks though before he can get the shot away or pass. Although the way he drove in, it looked like he was lining up to have a pop at goal. Back into McGinn, no. They're not giving up, Villa, to be fair to them.
Yes, well, that's as good as the graphics are going to get. Because I'm trying to watch a game at the same time.
Oh, it's a shame as well. He had it set up lovely too.
I did
chat and well, you might see it in the second half. We might have a third joining us for the second half at least. We shall see. But get in the company of me and Martin anyway, it'll be fine. The good thing for Martin,
famous last word.
His head doesn't need to be in a swivel because he can just focus on the Barca Dortmund game. Villa almost in here again, but I tell you what, they're playing some good football at times. Another good ball through into the middle of the box there, but again, PSG defenders are alert. You know, there's just always one of them dropped in to stop Rashford.
Goals right on what? It's 2-0.
Oh, Dortmund are back in it. Well, we did say it was possible. Is it offside?
I don't think he has. Hold on a second. Oh, he's a mile off.
Oh, well, it's not going to count then.
He's off.
I will just say, Sniper, that's a booking for you. Because you put these offsides, man, in the comments before anybody had seen an offside there. Villa though pressing the issue. It's a good ball in, but headed away by the defenders. Although that's headed straight back to Villa. Good effort, good save. It's a bit of pinball in the box, and then a rather acrobatic bicycle kick for the clearance for the defender. Villa have it back though. It's Rashford. It's deflected. Rashford wants a handball here. I don't think he'll get it. And it's Digne, nowhere to go, so back up to Martinez. It ends up going. Oh, it's a good ball for Martinez, I've got to say. Lovely ball, finds McGinn's feet. Great ball by McGinn. Rashford takes it in the head, but again, the defender's there to snuff it out before he can get the shot away, and it will go for a corner. I just wonder there if he could have, instead of trying to bring it down, he said if he could have just let it drop naturally and try and get the first time finish on it.
Well,
big defender, there.
They've not woke up, Barcelona. It's all Borussia Dortmund.
I mean, that offside goal should be a warning shot from them, Martin, because surely if Dortmund get a second, there really is game on then.
Yeah, then it's game on, yeah. And if you start as poorly as you have, and it's happened to Barcelona in the past, if you start as poorly as you have, sometimes it's very, very difficult to find your level.
Absolutely. PSG with a throw in here. No idea why these throw-ins are taking so long to get taken, by the way. That's 2 in a row I've seen, and they're taking about 10 or 20 seconds to take them. And it's a bit early for PSG to start thinking about time wasting because there's only 20 minutes into the game. Yes, right. Big Willie's in the crowd at Villa Park with his boy George. Got to say, I feel sorry for his other boy, Wee Lou. I mean, how's he not going to the game with his old man? But
He's a Birmingham fan.
Favouritism? He's a Birmingham fan, aye. Kate's taking him to the Birmingham game. He wouldn't have been happy at the weekend then when they lost that cup final to Peterborough.
How does Prince William become an Aston Villa fan? Could somebody explain that to me?
Christ of Anno. I mean, to be fair, it would have been the easy, obvious choice for him to just be a fan of one of the London clubs, I suppose. So I'll grant him that. I don't know. I don't know if he spent time in Birmingham potentially. I don't know if he had any kind of educational time there or whatever. I have no idea. But
no, well, his educational time was at St Andrews, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he might have before St Andrews, obviously.
Adeyemi is really putting this Barcelona defence under some serious pressure.
Who's the nearest football club to St Andrews?
Fife, innit? So Rafe Rovers.
No wonder he didn't choose one of them then. Although, could you imagine that? Prince William at Starks Park in Kirkcaldy.
I'm not actually sure. My geography of that part of the world's not great.
Well, Fergie's saying Dundee. Well, it depends, though, because Arbroath is before Dundee, so...
It's a corner, it's a header. It's on target, saved by the goalkeeper. It's all Dortmund.
Cammy, you know what I meant. Obviously, Boy George. When I said he's Boy George, I meant his son. Boy George.
Boy George, an Aston Villa fan, is he?
Prince William and Boy George sitting next to each other at a football game. Now that would be a story.
Well, on Stuart's point there about Dundee, that's where Dundee United train, isn't it? St Andrews. So.
Dundee teams would be the closest, so Dundee or Dundee United, I suppose. Again, I'm just seeing this goal back here in the replay. Martinez really needs to do better there, Martin. I can't get, because it's came across him, but he's instead of doing what you should do there, which is you go like that and you shield with your body, so you don't go through your hands, you land in your body. He actually comes out and palms it as if a shot came straight up, and he just pushes it out straight to Hakimi. It's a mistake, actually. I think that's got to go down as a mistake for Martinez, and he doesn't make many of them, to be fair to him, but that's one.
Yeah, Rafinha there just been a wee bit too greedy and possibly could have found Lewandowski in the middle, but tried to go himself out for a throw into Barca. But
that could be in here now. Morgan Rogers, twist, turns. Oh, it's just squirreled wide of the post. That was a big chance. It was probably Villa's best chance of this game so far, I have to say. Slack for PSG giving the ball away, and it was slid into Rogers. He cut inside brilliantly, and he's just not got enough whip on it to find the corner. And just gone wide of the post. Oh, it's really not far away at all, that. And Emery knows it as well.
It's a perfect start for PSG, though, Connor, on it. It's just gives them that daylight. Yeah,
no, absolutely. That's exactly what they'd have been hoping for. Get the early goal and just create the daylight between them and aye. And because the other thing as well, they'll know that means being 2 goals behind, Villa could still be somewhat cautious. Like they didn't have to totally go to reckless abandon mode, but they sort of do now with a 3-goal deficit to try and overturn. And he's singing the blues. That is dreadful from you. He became a Villa fan because they're a cultured club. Boy George obviously is referencing. Again, Boy George is not at Villa Park. As far as I'm aware, he's not a Villa fan. In fact, I don't even think he's a football fan. Then again, would you see Boy George if he was there? He is a karma chameleon.
No, I knew you were going. I knew somebody was going to make that. It's going to make that awful joke. Barcelona had a couple of opportunities there to put the ball into the box. Dortmund living life a wee bit shaky at the back, but they come away with the ball. And this is where Barca just need to be smart, and they were there. That's good defending.
Ollie Watkins is on the bench, Blue Mac, as we sort of read out the squads just as we started. Maybe you missed that, but he's on the bench. Personally, I'd have had him on the field myself, but Emery chose to go with Rashford instead. To be fair, Rashford, he's been active, he's been involved in this game, but it's just not fallen for him. He's been in position to get shots away a couple of times, and the defenders are just nipping in right at his heels and just in front of him to stop him.
I was really, in the first leg, Connor, I was really impressed with PSG's midfield. See the way they control the game?
Yeah, Paul's given me a red card, I think, for that joke.
I'd give you a red card as well.
Connor's scarf comes and goes, it comes and goes. Calvin not appreciating it, you know what I mean? Good on you, Calvin. There are people who appreciate it, you know. Do you know what the problem is, Calvin? You know, they don't get it. They don't get the humour. I do, you know. They always have to have a go at me. I'm always asking myself, do you really want to hurt me? But they just do. So back to the PS.
It's like they just string you along, Connor, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that, Connor, I know you're a wee bit behind, but I'll say it, that is game over.
It's PSG through here. If Martin wouldn't spoil things, I could bring it to you live, folks. But nonetheless, PSG, the attack, and it comes. Oh, yeah. Game, set, and match. 2-0 on the night, 5-1 in aggregate. It's Mendes with the goal. Let's be honest, he's not the best footballer who had the surname Mendes. But what a finish. Hurled one right off the post and into the back of the net. Excellent. Got to be said. Villa fans know that that's the game over. In fact, there was one of them looked like he was already leaving, which is a bit harsh. But it's a great counter-attack goal. Again, it's like the first goal. It's Villa pressing the issue and going forward, but leaving themselves overly exposed at the back. I mean, they're caught 4v2 here. They're checking possible offside, but it's not offside.
It's an excellent finish and off the post, man.
Oh, yeah, it's a great finisher off the post. Unai Emery will be disappointed, obviously, because I don't think he'd have legislated for it going this way, but it just shows how good PSG really are. They know, you know, the quickness in them breaking is really frightening. It's got to be said. And that finish from Mendes, I've seen the angle from behind the goal. What a finish. Luis Enrique loving life there, celebrating with his coaching staff. 5-1 aggregate score line here. All Villa can do, I suppose, now is a bit of damage limitation. Try and just put a wee bit of respectability in the scoreline. Because they're definitely out.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think that it was always likely to be the case for Villa. You know, they've done well to get this far, but end of the line for Aston Villa, it certainly appears here. Barring the most remarkable of comebacks, it has to be said.
And some dodgy defending by Dortmund there. Barcelona were through. A real chance through on goal, but it is ruled offside, so it wouldn't have counted anyway.
There's Digne into Rashford. The thing is, you just wonder, could things be different? They've had those wee moments, Villain, if they could have got shots away at those times, or the early corner kicks and done something with that, that might just have changed it. Is this PSG better than the PSG team we beat on penalties?
Yeah.
When was that?
That was when they had Ronaldinho and Pochettino and.
Oh yes, yeah, aye.
You might not have been born then, Connor.
No, I think I was alive. Because we said that's where because that's how we ended up signing Arteta. We played.
Yes, Arteta was in the team as well. Yeah,
and he was spotted, and we took him, which was a
Nelka. I'm sure they had a Nelka as well on that PSG team.
They did, yeah.
So maybe not.
Martin, to be fair, was waiting to see Nicolas Anelka a few weeks ago when he was watching the France game. See, this is the thing, Martin. I'm concerned that this game's now just going to fizzle out a bit.
Yeah, so is this one.
Villa
No,
will
I
press.
mean, we're saying that. We're saying that. Of course it's not. It's going to be exciting, folks, so stick around.
Oh, no, I mean, stick around with us, for the banter, if nothing else, you know what I mean?
The quality banter.
Yeah, aye. Oh, the banter. It's PSG and again. Villa just getting a toe in to get rid of it, but this could get ugly for Villa. It really could, because every time PSG break forward, they look like scoring.
Well,
Conversely, though,
PSG
PSG are leaving spaces at the back as well when they're trying to play out. They're not sitting deep at all.
Well,
Villa,
Borussia Dortmund, sorry, Connor, Borussia Dortmund, they've got a free kick just outside the box. Really good position for them. If Borussia Dortmund get another one, then I think I've managed to flick the exciting game.
I think you have, aye. I think all the money said Villa PSG could be interesting because there's only a 2-goal gap, but that has increased. There you go, Charles saying there, Ronaldinho, Pochettino, Arteta and Okocha.
Mm-hmm.
Christ, remember him, man, did you, Okocha?
Oh, right, well, it's a cross into the box. Is it Gross? They gets on the end of it?
Yeah, Pascal Gross. Well, I don't know if it was in the end of it, because I'm
No,
not watching.
No, it wasn't Gross. It was Bayer. It was Bayer that got on the end of it. 6 yards out, corner header, middle of the box, right at the goalkeeper. Should have scored. Should be 2-0 Dortmund.
We'll let you away with that mistake, Martin. You were obviously too engrossed in the game and you just didn't realise.
Oh, it was a Bayer mistake. Yeah.
This one has slowed down a bit, but again, I'll tell you one thing about this game. There is absolutely going to be at least a couple more goals because PSG, they've just completely took the handbrake off. They've went, okay, we're pretty much through here. They're not, when they're pressing forward, they're throwing the bodies forward, so there's only 2 being left at the back. And Villa wants to
Rafinha
fight.
could be through on goal here. His ball's just got stuck under his feet. Dortmund have got back well to defend it. Rafinha for the left-hand side.
Back. It's Rashford. Slides it in. Oh, but again. That ball, that same slide rule ball played through, and again, the PSG defenders getting in to stop it. So there was a claim for a penalty kick there. I don't think it's a penalty, but inevitably VAR will be looking, I imagine. Although, as of yet, the game isn't being stopped, so I'm assuming it's been checked and cleared. Didn't look a penalty to me. It just looked like he's ran in front of him to try and get it. And there might have been a slight shove for the PSG player, but he is looking for it for me, Morgan Rogers. Oh, that's good football for Villa, that, by the way, to play out for the back. Forward they come. McIn. Not McGinn. Rogers. Rashford. Now McGinn. Oh, that's good play. Rogers deflected. It's 2-1. Villa have a goal back as Yuri Tielemans. Well, is that a lifeline? Craig Harrison, I'm not sure if you put that in before or after I reacted, but again, no spoils. Yuri Tielemans, Martin, makes it 2-1 here. 5-2 on aggregate. It was good play for Villa. A lovely wee quick one-touch interchange in the middle of the park to set them on their way. It was actually Tielemans the first who had it. He slid it to Rashford, who just poked it into McGinn. McGinn slides it back to Tielemans. Could be a tight one for offside, but he looked just about in line to me. And then I've got to be honest, it takes a massive deflection off the defender in, so I don't know if that will be an own goal or not, because I don't know if it's get in without a deflection. Tielemans is trying to aim for the far right-hand side corner for where he is, and it deflects off PSG defender and in. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets the credit for it or if they give it to the defender. I suppose if it's on target anyway, he gets it. Checked and cleared for offside, by the way, so it is Aston Villa 1, PSG 2 on the night, and it is 5-2 to PSG on aggregate.
Well, I can tell you that the Borussia Dortmund defenders, every time they make a tackle, are celebrating like mad. So I don't think Borussia Dortmund have gave up yet.
No, but realistically, Martin, they need a second goal before half-time, really.
You would think so. Half
your deficit by half-time will be fine. Oh, a bit of a tango there between McGinn and the defender of the box. McGinn trying to get up. Defender not letting him. Now he's up. The referee all going over to have words. I think McIn feels that's a foul on
Good
him.
defending by Hakimi that corner.
I think it's great defending for Hakimi, but McGinn not a happy camper. I mean, to be fair, it's great defending for Hakimi.
Hakimi does try and boot him right in the noggin, doesn't he?
He does after it, aye. But to be fair, John McGinn need enough of these songs in Hakimi's crown jewels as he was going through there. So I tell you, he has to be careful there, Hakimi. Because if VAR look at that, I'm just looking at this back, I see it. Well, now you can't do that, man. You cannot throw a leg like that, and I think they'll be looking at this.
I don't think VAR send him off for that.
I don't think he'll be sent off just because he didn't make contact, but the flash I'm asking is that Mark Clattenburg is currently talking to him, so he's obviously having an opinion.
Do you know what? He doesn't make contact, but I've just seen it there for the first time clearly.
Doesn't make contact, but that's
he goes to kick him in the face.
That's, for me, it's arguably violent conduct because he's attempted to stud him in the face, but you can't do it. I mean, look at that. He's going to get away with that, just in my mind. Because there's, I mean, spinning bird flips saying they're endangering a player's endangering a player. I agree with you, because if he does make contact with McGinn there, he's going to give him a real nasty one.
I do think that's a harsh sending off, but
listen, I can see why he's not been sent off. I think the ref should probably book him for it though, because it's
think you can't retrospectively book anymore, can you?
No, what I'm saying is the ref should see it though, or his linesman should help him and see the kick out and give him a booking, even if he feels like, you know what, I'll book you both because there's handbags at dawn, because it's certainly at minimum reckless. But as I say, he doesn't make contact, and I think probably the right decision. As I say, I don't think it's personally. I think it'd been a harsh red. Sorry. So you're right there, Sniper. I get your point, but I do feel he could easily have seen a yellow card for that. I think if the refs in a better position, he almost certainly would have done. But just signs though that, you know, you're talking about Dortmund and their defenders celebrating tackles like goals and that. Villa haven't given up on this either, to be fair. You know, they've got that goal back. They didn't stop plugging away to try and get a goal either when they went 2 down. It's just the problem is it's taking them being 2-0 down to score. And that's a bit dodgy there though, as it comes into Martinez, he flicks it back out and then it's punted long up the park, but straight to a PSG body.
I still don't feel as if Barca have woke up.
Yeah, but they're still, you know, in a commanding position. I think if they concede a second, they really will need to wake up. Although from the sounds of it, Martin, I mean, are Dortmund looking likely to get a second anytime soon?
They absolutely could. Yeah, they're creating chances. Adeyemi's causing them all sorts of problems with his pace. He's playing more central. The last time I seen him, he played more as a winger, but he's played more central, and he's causing them absolute chaos.
Oh, PSG through here! Oh, I tell you what, if he cuts that back, if he's better on the pass there than cutting that back, that would have been 3-1. Although they have it back here, PSG playing around at the edge of the box. Oh, brilliant touch, and Martinez with a save. In the end, a tame effort, that has to be said. But PSG, again, as they've done the whole game, every time they go forward, looking threatening, looking likely to score. McGinn has just been flattened off the ball, but the refs waved play on, and it'll go for a Villa throw-in. Just hit the wrong side of the goal flag for Villa's liking, it has to be said.
Barcelona just trying to keep a hold of the ball now in the middle of the park, just trying to get a few passes together. Take a sting out of the game, as the old cliche goes, and then try and spring on that counter attack. There's a pass here, if he sees it, it's a poor pass through to Rafinha, and it's cleared by Dortmund. And the Dortmund pick up the ball again and try to come forward with it. Do you know, it's been a fairly decent game, to be fair. Borussia Dortmund have been a better team.
And comes the throw for Gameday.
Barcelona committed
again. He pings one back in again outside of the boot. Goes a bit long, though. kept in. That's good play. Rogers, oh, it's brilliant. It's deflected. Oh, back post though. Villa still have this. Still asking the question. It's another good one floated in, but no takers in the middle. And it'll go all the way out for a PSC throw, but Villa asking the question.
Mm-hmm.
Craig Harris in the comments says Desmond in the corner. Well, lucky for you, Villa didn't score, because if they'd scored, that'd technically been a spoil. Well, I tell you right now, I tell you, if Villa get a goal before half time and they get in at 2-2, it's game on again, because they'll come out in the second half, much like they did in the first half, and go, do you know what? 2-goal deficit, let's approach this in a way to try and go and get it. And you've still got Ollie Watkins on the bench that they can utilise, so it would not, it would be game back on if they get to 2 each before half time. I'm just not sure whether they will or not, because they're getting into good areas. But some of the decision making for the final ball for me is questionable. I mean, the ball was slid in there from
the it's into the box. It's going to be. Oh, it's a really poor touch by the Barcelona. Is that defender? It's a cross into the box for the left hand side, a deep cross. I don't know if he was quite offside, but he tries to. He gets in behind the defence, tries to take the ball down rather than just hit it first time, and the goalkeeper manages to come out and smother it. Big chance for Barca.
Yeah, Sniper, I agree. We've said that, it is, for all intents and purposes, Villa are out. I'm only making the point that obviously if Villa get to 2 each before half time, then being 2 goals behind in a tie with 45 minutes to play, it's not like that's not doable. That's all I'm saying. It still would be unlikely, but that's what Villa are hoping for right now, is get an equaliser, get in at half time, and try and regroup and come out and approach it to get yourself back in it. That's all it is. But again, it's very unlikely. Villa are 98% out of the Champions League, and they certainly will be if PSG score again, because that's the other problem. It's all very, very good of them getting another goal. They need to stop PSG scoring, and that doesn't look likely either.
No, it doesn't look likely at all. Doesn't look likely at all.
Well, they're approaching after. I must say that first half is absolutely flooring, man. We're already 2 minutes in, but this game, and it sounds the same. The Dortmund game, I must say, it's been played at a ferocious pace.
Aye, the games have been, to be fair. It's been 40 minutes of pretty much total Dortmund pressure, to be fair. Barring maybe 1 or 2 chances for Barcelona, it's been all Borussia Dortmund, and I kind of agree with you. They need another goal before half time, to be fair.
Oh, PSG are in here. Oh, he just couldn't take the ball down properly. He gives away the free kick. I think the offside flag went up in the end anyway, but I almost caught cold there. Sniper, to answer your question, my friend, that is certainly the plan.
Yes, we are.
I will probably not be on it because the Toon are playing, so I'll be watching Newcastle against Crystal Palace. I did say to Martin I'd happily come on the stream and do that game, but he wasn't interested, so...
Yeah. We'll have a wee chat at half time, Connor, about Thursday night as well.
Yeah, absolutely. My camera might go off for a couple of minutes, folks, but I'll still be talking, so you'll still hear me. You'll just have to forgive the fact you don't get to see this handsome face. Oh, what chance that is, by the way. What a chance. Flag up. I'm not so sure if he was offside there. I want to see that back, but I mean, again, Villa, he's onside there, by the way. So if he scored that counted, because VAR would have...
that could be a penalty, but no, he's given a free kick to Dortmund. That looked like a penalty to Barcelona to me. Lewandowski in the box, he's been manhandled. He's dragged to the floor. That's a penalty to Barca to me.
VAR looking at it, maybe?
I don't think so. I mean, I can't hear. And now Dortmund are through on goal if they're fast enough It's out for a corner. Has he gave the corner? Yeah, he has. Now, if it stops here, I think they go back and check that. I think that's a penalty to Barcelona.
Now, Blue Mac, what do you think the answer to that question is? I have a few, and if you've ever watched the EPL show, you would have seen me wearing them. Martin's certainly seen me wearing them. The thing is, I try not to go into the main pods or that with the Newcastle Tops one, because you end up getting flack for it. I mean, I get enough grief for having a Newcastle scarf, despite the fact, by the way, in the background, normally obviously I'm in my chair because I'm doing a watch along, there's 3 massive Rangers pictures right above the scarf. They're never mentioned once by anybody. It's all about the scarf. I mean, one of the pictures is a picture called the Entertainers, and it's Jim Baxter, Brian Laudrup, and Davy Cooper. It's a cracking wee picture. But nobody's interested in that for some reason. Exactly, JD. If you want to see me in the Newcastle strip, just go down to Blair Drummond Safari Park, all right?
Just don't get lost.
Just don't get lost, no. Well, that is half-time, by the way, I should say, at Villa Park.
We'll come to your half-time report in a wee second, just as soon as this game goes to half-time. What I will say is, though, the fact that Adeyemi just past the post, a curling effort for outside the box, he's causing Barcelona all sorts of problems. Still 1-0 to Borussia Dortmund, still 4-1 on aggregate. They've probably left, it's not half-time yet, but they've probably left themselves just a wee bit too much to do in the second half. But it's been a really good performance, considering they were 4-0 down for the first leg. Yeah. But Aston Villa,
I'm just saying that others do, so that's why I don't do it very often. But yes, I remember once, and I'll do my half-time report, I come on, Rangers get beat. It was a bad result, and Newcastle were playing. I had my Newcastle top on anyway, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go and do this reaction in the Newcastle top. Fuck me. People weren't happy. Oh, Martin, to be fair, actually, when he was like, you know what, after that performance, I don't blame you for wearing a Newcastle tap. So there you are. But sorry, Martin, you were doing your half-time report there.
No, because it's not half-time yet.
It's not, I thought you were, right enough, you were delayed, weren't you, kick off because of the minute silence?
2 minutes on my clock anyway.
Who was the minute silence for, by the way?
Yeah.
It was for was it?
You try to throw me right under the bus there, Connor.
I must have been paying attention. Somebody must have passed away or something, you know what I mean?
Yes, but I can't pronounce the name, Connor.
Well, whoever it was, our condolences to the friends.
Very much so. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Borussia Dortmund coming forward again just before the end of the half. They really do need to score here. They get it. No, it's good, really good defending, and Barcelona come away with the ball. That was again. They've get in down their right. Barca's left so many times, but I do have to say that Martin has dealt with it when it has got in behind him really, really well. Koundé on the other side as well. But Borussia Dortmund are going to kick themselves. That it's only 1-0. Great turn by Lewandowski. What a player he is, by the way. And I think Barcelona are just going to try and eat up the seconds until half-time. Connor, if you would like to give us your I don't think there's going to be a goal here. Give us your first half report so far.
Yeah, it's the early going. You know, before PSG scored, certainly the first 5 to 8 minutes, it was Villa who started the brightest. They were asking some questions. You know, they were trying to find that goal. Created 1 or 2 moments, a couple of corner kicks as well. Didn't manage to get it, and then got caught on a counter attack. Martinez, as I stated, I think he has to do better. Pushed it into Hakimi's path, and that was 1-0. And I think at that point it did change because PSG looked more comfortable. They looked like they had settled right back into the rhythm of things. And to be bluntly honest with you, every time they get forward, it looked like they were going to score. So they could, much like last week, they could themselves for 3 or 4 goals here. I think, from a Villa standpoint, disappointing for them for them to go 2-0 down, but they've never gave up on it, and they keep creating things, they keep asking questions, and that's a positive for them. Look, they're, as I said earlier, about 98% out, but if they can get a goal, I'm talking the first 5 minutes of the second half, maybe they'll be in it. But it's been a first half where I think the scoreline, Martin, to be perfectly honest with you, reflects actually the way it's gone. Because Villa do deserve a goal for their efforts in the first half, I have to say. But PSG more than deserve to be leading at the break.
Well, what I will say is in Germany, Dortmund deserve to be more than 1-0 up. They've been by far the better team. By far the better team. They were at it for the first whistle. Barcelona sat back, defended, looked as if they thought the job was already done. It's a stonewall penalty. It's an absolute stonewall penalty. There's no argument over that. The penalty itself, though, is the talking point, Connor, when you see it. Garasai's going for a Panenka, and he overchips it, and it just goes under the bar. It just, and I mean just, goes under the bar. This is a penalty that you have to see. Barcelona have threatened a couple of times, but it's been all Borussia Dortmund, and the fact that it's only 1-0, I think, probably leaves Dortmund with too much to do. I'm just watching the highlights here. Too much to do in the second half, to be fair. Can you please change that picture?
I actually forgot that was still in the picture. I've obviously not had the camera off for a while, so...
Can you change it quickly, please?
Okay. There we go, it's changed. Sorry, do you want me to change it again? Right, okay, I'll change it again. There we go.
Thank you. Yeah. Right, okay. Thursday night, Connor. Big night. Oh, what's your thoughts and feelings on
it? Look, it's going to be a tough one, but do you know what? We were down to 10 men from the 13th minute onwards at Ibrox, and we managed to see out a draw. I think the fact of the matter is, it'll be different. We need to maintain our discipline. Obviously, Proper will be suspended, but Suter will be back, thank God. Mo Diamandi will be available again. I think that helps us. I think, genuinely, see if we can get the first goal. If we can go in front, particularly go in front early enough, I think that might unnerve their home fans a bit, because their fans will be a bit frustrated that they didn't manage to walk away from Ibrox with a win, given the circumstances of playing 10 men for most of the game. And playing 10 men who haven't been putting in good performances at Ibrox either. So if we were to go in front, given all the circumstances of this tie so far, I think that might just make it a bit nervy, and that could go in our favour. Because that's the one thing we need to do, is try and clear our atmosphere. Look, I'm thinking if we can put in a sort of Istanbul-esque performance, I think we'll more than be a match for them, certainly. But I imagine they'll be better than Fenerbahce were in Istanbul.
Yeah, look, that's a fair point, and this will probably this might come back to haunt me, right? But I said that in the reaction to the first game, that considering we were down to 10 men for so long, I wasn't particularly impressed by Athletic Bilbao, to be brutally honest. Look, they've got some really good players, and they could cut us to pieces on Thursday night. They really could, but I'm not going into the second leg with the same fear about Atletico Bilbao that I was in the first leg, Connor, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that comes down to we've seen them now. We've played them. We've seen what the performance they put in. Like, they'll be better than that. They have to be. But I'm hearing rumours that Inaki Williams could be a doubt. He might miss the game. I think there's some sort of injury concern with him. That would be a massive boost to try and, because the two Williams brothers on either side and the wings for them are really, really difficult to deal with. Albeit, I actually think our wing back's done really well.
Connor, I've got to stop you. I've got to stop you. Pete, no matter how poor Villa have been, I think it shows how poor the Scottish League is. Our championship would batter Celtic and Rangers. You're a mid-table second division club. No wonder you won't join. Firstly, Pete, you're a Tottenham fan, right? So you're in absolutely zero position to slag anybody. You played us when we had a reserve team and you couldn't beat us, right? So the notion that we couldn't compete in your tourist league is a joke. So yeah, I know you're just on for the wind up and all that, and don't get me wrong, you've got me. But yeah, I'll take a slagging off Liverpool fans. I'll take a slagging off Arsenal fans. I'll even take a slagging off the Nottingham Forest fans. But I ain't taking no slagging off the Tottenham fans. You could only dream of having the history that our club's got. So, away back in your box, Pete. Sorry, Con.
I was on mute there, folks, so that's a yellow card to me. We might have a guest. I hope
Right.
Mark did graphics. But yeah, listen, see those things, and I've heard this before, and I find it nonsense. You know, and again, I wonder if it was the same person, Martin, because it was a Spurs fan who was on the phone at TalkSport yesterday morning saying the exact same thing, that Rangers and Celtic would struggle in the Championship. That's just not true. The size of both clubs, if they were both in the Premier League and they got the cash injection of the clubs in the Premier League, they would obviously be competing. There's no question of that.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, if the price of admission down south was that Rangers and Celtic had to start off in League One or the Championship, fine. Again, they'd probably both get promoted fairly quickly at the same time because it's 2 or 3 teams go up. But yeah, Brian, how you doing?
Not bad yourself.
Aye, all good. Aye, Martin is delighted now, by the way, because he's managed to get his proper graphics up. Although there's no scoreboard, but I'm sure that'll come in the second half.
Brian, just to let you know that you are on Borussia Dortmund versus Barcelona for the second half.
I have got that on, so don't worry. From what I can see of the highlights and the stats, Dortmund have absolutely dominated this first half.
Yeah.
Barcelona is 0.02 for XG, which is horrendous. It's just absolutely abysmal. I think Dortmund have had something like 10 shots on target to Barcelona's 1. So, yeah, this is an absolute mauling in the first half, and I'm actually amazed it's only 1 because the chances I've seen on the highlights, they could have scored 4 or 5 in that half.
They should have. Well, maybe not quite 4 or 5, but they certainly had enough chances to be a bit closer to Barcelona than what they are. And what I did say, Brian, was I hope that doesn't come back to haunt them in the second half. But I think it's too big a job now.
Yeah, I mean, as everybody knows, if you don't take your chances when you're on top, then you usually pay the price for that. So, and you can't afford to do that against a team like Barcelona, I'm afraid, because they usually don't give you gilt-edged chances anyway. But getting as many as they have in the first half and only scoring 1, they're certainly going to rue that. I would assume.
Yeah. Give me, Brian, just quickly before the second half's restart, your thoughts on Thursday night. Sorry.
Again, this Rangers team seemed to turn up or do well in European nights, away from home especially. So it's a game which the players know that their eyes, managers and other teams are watching. So it's a chance for them to put themselves in the shop window. I've said it all along. When Europe and Celtic games come along, these players seem to go up a notch and somehow dig results out of nowhere. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a good result. But at the same time, our form's not been, as in the league, certainly not been very good. So it's just which one. Is it going to be Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde? We don't know which sort of team's going to turn up, do we?
Well, yeah, and I said this to Connor as Connor takes a break, Brian. I did say this to Connor that I'm not going into the semi-final, the quarter-final, with the same trepidation about this athletic club that I was in the first league.
Yeah, I mean, certainly Inaki Williams not being in the team is going to obviously dent their sort of attacking prowess because obviously he's an important player for them. So that's a little boost for us, I would say. No doubt they'll just bring in somebody who's as good, if not better, knowing our luck. Some guy's not played all season will come on and have an absolute stormer. But no, he's a big player for them, so it's a slight boost for us. So again, you just don't know with this Rangers team. I'd love to say, we'll do this, we'll do that, but we just don't know. We just don't know which Rangers team is going to turn up. I'd love us to get through because it would be massive for the club and for us as fans because we've been shortchanged this year as far as results are concerned. But it's going to be a big ask going to a place like Bilbao and getting a result because I believe they're fourth in La Liga, so they're no mugs, and it's going to be a tough one, but you've got to be in it to win it.
Yeah,
you certainly do. You absolutely do, and we are very much still in it. And the thing is, I think the fact that you have to throw your eggs into the European basket, which, by the way, all the British clubs who are left in European competition, save obviously Villa, because Villa are in the FA Cup, do. It puts more onus on it. And I think you've seen at the weekend with the changes that were made as we're about to kick off the second half here, that was partly in Barry's thinking, clearly. But, I imagine that Liam Kelly will probably still start. Because I don't see why you would take that away from him at this point. As I say, I think if we get the first goal, you never know. You just never know. And you're hoping that CD9 turns up rather than Cyril Dessers. That would be nice.
But this is the Jekyll and Hyde aspect of Rangers Corner, isn't it? You don't know who's going to turn up and play well because they're all the form's so inconsistent. You just don't know what you're getting.
Oh, absolutely. We are underway in the second half here. McIn already in the ground, claiming an elbow in the face. Not so sure if it was, but I think Villa at the stage where you'll try and just ramp up anything to, because they'd be delighted for PSG to go down to 10 men.
Absolutely. We're still not underway in Dortmund. The adverts are still on.
He does catch a sort of flailing forearm to the face, I've got to say.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be careful in Europe as well, Connor, because the referees are not shy at dishing out cards, are they?
No, they're not. They're very much a lot stricter. But VR's the same as well. A lot of VR decisions that get made in Europe probably you don't get domestically. So, which I don't like because I don't think that's fair on footballers. How can you go into games and depending on the competition, depends how you're getting refereed, just seems mental to me.
Yeah, you should be getting refereed in the same in every competition you enter, regardless what it is. Correct.
Yeah.
Well, Bart, I don't know what's happening in Dortmund. I don't know if they fell asleep or what's happened. But
no, there was a minute's silence at the start of the game.
Right. Well, we're still waiting for coverage.
Yes, you're going to have a free kick here. Or are they? Have they given that to Villa?
Is that after the John McGinn incident?
No, so PSG, it looked as if they were going to be in. It looked as if Hakimi had pinched the ball off Digne, but Pau Torres, and then Torres looked to bring him down. Bit of confusion. They have given the free kick to PSG, so I don't know what the confusion was. The PSG player was not happy, though. He was screaming at the officials as if they'd given it the other way, which it looked like they did. So confusing referee. Who'd have thought?
The teams are out in the pitch, so we're close to getting underway now in Dortmund.
Happy days.
Offside there, I think.
Winning in Dortmund's not for everyone, is it?
No, it is not.
It's not.
So, yep, the kickoff is just about to happen. Big Four. Well, I still don't see Dortmund getting anything out of this. I really don't. I mean, they're 4-1 down aggregate. They should have scored. I would say 3 from the chances I've seen in that first half. They should have been 3-0 up, with only needing a goal in this second half to tie things up. The game's underway now. Even with that Gurasi Panenka penalty, and which was scored, that was brave.
Oh, that's brilliant from McGinn. Oh, come on, be brave, have the shot. Out wide it goes, cross back in, McGinn flicks it and it's out.
He nearly misses it, Brian.
I know. Nearly hits the bar, doesn't he? He nearly hit the bar. I mean, it was nearly embarrassing. I mean, it was only 11 minutes on the clock. So, I mean, if they missed that, then they're right up against it, and the fans would have been absolutely seething if he'd missed that.
See, this is where Villa are being let down, by the way. You know, on the stage they're at in the game, McGinn takes a great touch to get himself away from the defender. It opens up for him. And you're thinking, hit that. And you know John McGinn does have a strike on him. But he doesn't. He decides to poke it out wide, and the cross comes back into him again. But, you know, I'd rather McGinn striking a ball for 25 yards out than trying to header a ball. And I mean, it wasn't the best crosser header, and the pressure's off PSG at that point, but they just need to be braver in those situations. Have a pop test on the room, you know, sting the palms.
Well, the big question is, Connor, when do they gamble and bring on Watkins?
It has to be shortly. Has to be in the next 10, 15, I reckon. You bring him on round about the hour mark. You probably keep Rashford on as well, and you go with two up top, and you go for it. I mean, if I'm Ollie Watkins, I'm probably slightly annoyed that I haven't started, to be brutally honest with you. But he's got to come on sooner than later, you'd feel.
I mean, even looking at this Dortmund team, Martin, this is a completely different 11 that faced Rangers when we played them. I think there's only 2 players remaining from that game that we played. I think Sule and the goalkeeper Kobel. I think that's the only players that are remaining at Dortmund. So, I mean, this has been a complete overhaul at Dortmund as far as playing personnel. You know, it's a brand new 11 virtually since I last seen them.
I'm just going to pretend that Haaland played in that game, right, and he wasn't sitting in the stands. But they've lost the likes of Haaland and Jude Bellingham for that team, Brian.
Yeah, huge players. Dortmund on the second shot. Oh, here's a chance. Oh, off the line. Cleared off the line from Barcelona. So again, another chance from Dortmund. They're not. Nothing's changing from the first half. It's just all out attack from Dortmund.
What happened there for the chance, Brian?
It was the ball was switched down the left hand side, and the guy took a shot. Goalie saved it. It was then squared to about 16 yards out, and the guy tried to place it in the right hand corner, and the defender sort of just blocked it on the line. There was a goal. Oh, sorry, it was the goalkeeper actually saved it. It was the goalkeeper. It looked like the defender, but it's a corner now. Dortmund corner.
Comes for Adameni again, Brian. He tortured Barca in that first half.
Oh, that's Messi. It's in for Villa here. Oh my goodness, but Rashford has to score.
Oh dear.
Marcus Rashford has to score there. That was unbelievable.
Deep
it was
corner.
Messi.
Goal for Dortmund.
Goal.
Head out the back post. Deep cross to the back post and headed back over. And the I can't remember. I don't know who it is that's headed it in, but it's the simplest of headers, and it's 2-0 Dortmund.
Can't see 2-0 Borussia Dortmund. Game on in Dortmund.
Here, and it's there, but the offside flag goes up. I must admit, about 100 yards offside there, so I don't know what the linesman was waiting for. Oh, well, I can see why the linesman was waiting there, because whilst he looked offside, there's a question mark over whether or not he's still just inside his own half when that's played, because he was right on the halfway line as the ball was played to him. Just seen a chance back there for Rashford as well. I mean, Donnarumma does well to come out and smother it, but he should score. You know, it just broke to him. But they're in here again, Villa. Then he tries the cross, claims handball, nothing there. And now PSG come away, that'll be a free kick.
So the goal stands, it's 2-0 to Dortmund on the night, 4-2 in aggregate to Barcelona. Guirassy was second goal of the night. He could probably had about 3 or 4 tonight, Martin, I believe, because there was a couple of chances he had in the first half. Guirassy, he's some player. I think they got him from Stuttgart, didn't they?
What was saying is game on?
Oh, it's very much game on. I mean, Barcelona have done nothing the second half's only 5 minutes old, but the goalkeeper at Dortmund's had nothing to do, absolutely nothing to do. The Dortmund, it's just been all in Barcelona's half, so it's been a complete sort of domination in this first half. But
this is just opened up here for PSG. Good effort, blocked. I mean, honestly, every time they get forward PSG, the space they're finding. There's Barcola out. He sends it back to him, he whose name I shall not try and pronounce again. And then it is a wild snatch well over the bar. Dortmund, PSG they're not resting on the laurels. I think they fancy another goal in this as well.
What I didn't realise as well is that manager of Dortmund was what was his name? He was replaced by Hansi Flick at Bayern, and now they're playing each other for Dortmund and Barcelona.
What a run by McIn! What a goal that is! John McIn! What a finish that is! 2-2 on the night. It's Desmond now, Craig, from earlier. 5-3 in aggregate. Oh my goodness, what an unbelievable piece of play.
What a finish. What a finish.
He's just picked up. It's exactly what I said earlier when he bust through and he should have shot. And this time he has taken the shot and he's scored. He's picked it up just about the halfway line. He's turned, the space is opened up, he's just ran into it, and then he's just whacked this. It takes a slight deflection, in all fairness, to go into the top corner. But it's brilliant for John McIn. It's a great strike. And I mean, I'm not going to say that, I told you so, but I told you so. When it breaks to him there, he's got to finish. Have a go, son. And he did. And my goodness. I mean, 5-3 in aggregate, 2-2 in the night. From 2-0 down and looking dead and buried. They're making a fist of this, Aston Villa. It's still a long way back, but I did say they have not given up on this. And much like the Dortmund and Barcelona game, it's now just a 2-goal deficit for Villa to overcome it, and they've got 35 minutes with which to do it. Again, though, can they keep the back door shut? Is the question. McGinn
chance there for Jamal, Brian.
I was just going to say, I was letting Connor have his McGinn moment, but Jamal came to life. Oh, hold on a sec. Barcelona's on the attack. Rafinha on the left-hand side. Oh, he's wasted it. But Jamal was cutting in from the right-hand side. No defender was blocking, getting him inside. He was just invited inside, and he got onto that left foot, and it was a stinging shot, but it took a deflection, went out for a corner. But Barcelona wasted the corner as well. It was a deep corner and no pace to it at all, so the chance came to nothing. But Barcelona, they're starting to knock it about now. They're just sort of stringing a few passes, trying to take the sting out of the game because they realised that Dortmund were getting on top and starting to...
and here again, it's Rashford with a shot. Oh, what a save, Donnarumma.
That is honestly one of the most unbelievable saves I've seen.
Here's Barcelona. Square ball. It's a goal.
That is.
Oh, no.
Hold on, Connor. What's happened, Brian?
Own goal for Dortmund. So it's Barcelona scored. So it's 2-1 on the night, 5-2 in aggregate. The winger went down the right-hand side. He knocked it into that area of unknown where the goalkeepers don't like. And unfortunately, I believe it's the captain, is just, but I can't even pronounce his name, has knocked it in. Well, he was off. Was he? No, it's a terrible own goal. Gee whiz. Terrible own goal.
Oh, that's brilliant. Marcus Rashford cuts it back. Oh, it's there. It's game on here.
Oh, my goodness.
It's 3-2 Villa on the night. 5-4 in aggregate. Marcus Rashford, by the way. Oh, wow. I question whether the starter was the right call, but he has done a brilliant job there. The corner he takes initially is not a good corner. It's cleared fairly easily, but it's recycled back to him down the right-hand side. He picks it up. He actually almost stops to look over at the linesman to check he's onside, which he is, by the way. And then he nutmegs the first defender, which is beautiful, and then just jinks inside the other and then cuts it back. Wow.
What a finish.
Gonza running onto that, straight into the bottom bag. PSG, when you talk about Barca, how they had to wake up, PSG need to wake up because they're in a game now.
Well, Barcelona have woken up because the goal has stood, so it's 2-1 on the night, 5-2 on aggregate. Benazavi, I believe, the Algerian, I think it's an Algerian centre half. So own goal, poor own goal. I mean, it was, wait till you see it, guys. It's a poor own goal.
Look at the face of those in that Villa crowd. They cannot believe what they're seeing, by the way. And yes, people, as Spinning Bird Flip said, try and paint it in the spoilers. Don't say it until we've seen it. I mean, I've never seen any there, but clearly there have been some. So try and win it. What's
been the difference, Connor, in this second half?
I'll tell you the difference has been in this second half. The final ball for Villa has been so much better than in the first half because they started similar in the first half and created chances as well, but the final ball wasn't there. And then even that first one for McGinn where he should shoot and he doesn't. He's then the second time went, I'm going to do it. And then Rashford, being direct, picks it up. I'm going to go at the defender and we take him on one-on-one, which produces a save for Donnarumma that creates that corner that leads to the goal. They're just being more direct and in the face at PSG. Less passes. When it comes again, it's there. Oh, it's saved by Donnarumma. What a save that is again. How has he managed to keep that out? It should be 5-5 here. It should be 4-2 in the night. Somehow,
Can I just chuck this
Donnarumma.
game?
Oh, it's Tielemans with a header, and Donnarumma just about gets his hand up. That's heading top bins. This is unbelievable. The start to this second half. And they've still got Ollie Watkins to come on. Martin's froze. And then he's gone.
Coming.
Martin's away. Corner for Villa. Comes out on the edge. It's flicked. Oh, again. Villa should score.
Terrible.
It's a clever corner. It's pinged out to the edge of the box. The shot isn't a great shot. For Tielemans, he sort of squashed it, but it goes down into the ground and then up to Pau Torres, who's unmarked and should really do better with the header following in. This is unbelievable stuff. Whatever Unai Emery has said to them at half time, it is working. What a start they've had in this second half.
I mean, that's blistering. I mean, we've had 2 goals in this half as well, so the games came to life in both halves, isn't it?
I mean, Villa could have and should have had 4 in this second half already. It's really unbelievable. Martin is froze in a position of I'm about to make a very poignant point.
I'm about to make an announcement that wonderful internet in Hamilton's doing well again.
Right, somebody needs to go and put 50p in the meter.
I'm ready to blow. I'm ready to blow up. By the way, I'm going to get back in contact with him. I'm paying for super duper fibre broadband.
This is becoming a bit of a game now. There's little fouls happening all over the pitch. They're trying to slow the game down, Barcelona. They're trying to take the sting out of it. Pedri's just coming on for Barcelona, so the reinforcements are coming on. Gavi's went off, and his little mate Pedri's gone on. So one wonder kid for another. So I know the
aggregate scores on the aggregate score, Paul, is currently 5-4 to PSG.
Right. I'll try and get the aggregate scores in. Jeez, man.
I never asked him. I'm just answering the question. But listen, they were 5-1 up in aggregate, and Villa looked dead and buried. I was getting all sorts of abuse with Sniper saying, "Oh, come on, Connor, they're out." Well.
You'll remember this, Connor. You'll remember this.
I do. I very much remember that. Liverpool 3-0 down at half time, come back to 3-3 and then win on penalties.
That is why you should never leave a game at half time, Connor.
No, it's not. And that's why even coming into tonight, even with Dortmund, for example, being 4-0 down, a second leg, you never know. But I remember Barca a couple of years ago, 4-0 down to PSG. Yeah. And then they went in the second leg at the Nou Camp. They got back and they were 3-0 up, and then PSG scored and they thought, right, that's it again. And then they went on and scored another 3, 1-6-1. It is mental what can happen in football. Yeah. But PSG don't have a corner, so Villa, again, this is the tricky part for them, Martin, is they've got themselves in a good position, but they need to keep the back door shut, because if PSG score again and it goes 6-4, you wouldn't fancy their chances.
I know it was a couple of minutes ago, Brian, but my internet's just reconnecting. Big chance here for Dortmund.
Yeah, another one, but it's just, as I said, it's just getting a bit niggly now. This game, there's fouls in the midfield. They're like Barcelona are taking making sort of good fouls. Well, fouls that stop attacks, and they're slowing the game down. They're being very smart. Barcelona here, they're just trying to take the sting out of the game. They've made a sub with Gavi coming on. Pedri's come on. So it's very much Barcelona now are getting a bit of steam ahead now. They're starting to impose themselves in the game, and Dortmund have maybe had the wind taken out of their sails after that goal, because before that goal, Barcelona were nowhere near this. But I'll tell you what, since the goal, it's pretty been much the other way now. It's Barcelona on the attack. So it's...
Pedri, Brian's a no bad player to bring off the bench.
I mean, it's crazy how... I mean, that's La Masia Academy. I mean, they just bring out player after player. Imagine the money that Pedri, Gavi, and Yamal have saved them. You know what I mean? It's just millions and millions of pounds. It's just frightening what they do. But it's not a surprise, Barcelona. They do it all the time.
Mhm.
They throw in these youngsters, and they're just so good technically. They're just amazing, But of course, there's the added incentive here that Lewandowski's back at the Dortmund as well. He's
He's
playing
been back
against his
loads
old
of
team.
times with Bayern and stuff, isn't he?
Aye, yeah, he was at Bayern as well, yeah. But I dare say this is his first time with Barcelona, so a different one for him, but still. Game went quiet with you, Con.
It's just settled down a wee bit. PSG having a bit of
Happened for 2
possession.
minutes.
Yeah, no, well, it's a good time for you to have done that because PSG have just got a wee bit of possession now. They're obviously trying to slow things down and calm it down because they've been caught in the eye of an Aston Villa storm here, and they're really trying to just calm it down. That was the wrong decision there, though. Why have you? See again, Villa. A good ball was played through into the midfield, and Tielemans goes back instead of turning to go forward where the space was. Oh, good chance there. Martinez with a save for Mendes' strike. Comfortable one in the end, but it just shows that PSG are still carrying a threat. Oh, I tell you what, there's more to come in this game. I'm telling you now, 25 minutes to go, there is more goals.
That's a
All day long.
team effort, Brian. There, that from I can't even see who it is. If he turns around, is it Ferran?
Ferran Torres.
No, it's not. I made that mistake last week and I got hounded for it. It's just a boy called Ferran. Just on the edge of the D, Brian, and he just scuffs the shot wide.
It was a poor shot, wasn't it? I mean, it was nearly out for a throw in. It was that wide. It was a poor shot. So, yeah, it was actually a reasonable chance as well. I mean, he had oh god, they're leaving so much spaces down the wings. Dortmund, that's the winger away again. Their wing back, they're leaving their wide areas very exposed, and they're asking for
A couple of changes for Aston Villa, by the way. John McIn and Onana, the players to make way. Just waiting to see who it is that's coming on because currently the camera's on Onana. But it's McGinn and Onana off, and it is
Asensio,
and Jacob Ramsey, I think it is, that's just come on.
not Ollie Watkins. Interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder what's he waiting for? Is he holding him back? He might have made the Watkins change if it wasn't, 5-4. He might have thought, but maybe he's thinking.
Was there knockouts over Watkins's fitness?
Oh, maybe.
Possibly. But you're still needing a goal.
He wasn't 100% fit, was he?
He's just overrun that time. That's unlucky for Rashford there. I've got to say, by the way,
brilliant. Oh my lord.
What happened, Brian?
What a move. The wing back on the left-hand side cuts it back, and Rafinha ran over the ball. The guy was waiting on the D at the edge of the box, controlled it. All he had to do was pick his spot, and he's blazed it over the bar. Terrible shot. Great move, great build-up. Barcelona are starting to impose themselves now. Dortmund are really struggling to cope with their wide play, but the problem is they're giving them a space down the wings. That's Dortmund aren't really trying to combat them or stop them going down the wings. They're really struggling now. Dortmund, they're all over the place, and Barcelona are just picking them off.
It's Ferran again, Brian, just right over the bar under not a great deal of much pressure.
No, he had all the time in the world. He could have picked his spot, and but I mean, as you say, it's a terrible shot. And as I say, he had all the time in the world. It seems to be that every
double change, Brian. Sorry, Brian. Double change for Dortmund. The Mecca Bier off.
Yep.
I'm just waiting to see who's coming on. Reina coming on with Duranville.
Giovanni Reina, and who of course is out of favour at Borussia Dortmund. He's not in great favour with the coach there. So,
and also been linked with a certain Scottish club, Brian.
He has, yes, because obviously with the American connection, there's a chance that he's maybe. I mean, it'd be an absolute blockbuster move if it happened. The wages would be astronomical. But Dortmund have got a corner here. They're back. They seem to have picked themselves up here. They've got a corner. Svensson, I believe he's Swedish. I think with that sort of name, he's on taking the corner. The yellow wall behind them, hopefully trying to sort of guide that ball or inhale that ball into the goal for them and help help get some, because if they get another one, they've still got 25 minutes plus injury time. So they kind of need one very soon if they're going to make anything of this. Crossing the box, goalkeepers punched it. I still can't believe Barcelona have got Szczesny in goal. I just still can't get my head around that. Jamal just nearly got Lewandowski in the counter-attack. But Barcelona...
Oh, Villa in here! Oh, Donnarumma with a save. That again. Villa have had multiple chances to be level here. They have to take one of these chances.
The fact that you're 15, see the fact you're 15 seconds behind me, Colin, it's killing me.
It sort of just flicked on him. It was kind of unlucky, but Asensio was in, and he just, do you know, he could square that to Rashford for a tapper as well, but he tries to go for a finish. Donnarumma gets the big boot to it. Keep me out, but it's a poor finish for Asensio. He's got to score. He's got to score.
Mm-hmm. He missed 2 penalties at the weekend, didn't he?
Oh, he'll be off the aim, aye. He'll not be taking the aim anymore. McGinn spared his blushes with the second one when he followed it in and scored, but
would you trust
Aston Villa?
Would you trust Asensio if it was a penalty shootout?
Oh, well, after the weekend, who knows? You bit of strictly there between Rashford and Cash. Oh, it's a good ball. Oh,
Connor, he's got to score. He's got to score.
Oh, Cons, I can't believe he's not got his head on that, by the way. He should have got a head. That's a terrific ball for Rashford. Cons are racing and goes for a diving header, and he just misses the ball. He's just slightly mistimed it. They cannot keep missing these opportunities. They really can't.
He's raging in the sideline corner. Absolutely raging.
Well, he's the set piece coach. He's the man that will have been doing that with him. And it's just about timing for Conte. He's got to time the run a bit better so he can get the head on it as it comes in and just guide it into the corner. But I tell you what, Aston Villa at this moment in time are just all over PSG. You know, PSG had a wee spell of possession again. Oh, that's poor, I must say. For Villa, that's just passed straight to Donnarumma.
Would you predicted Villa to be so dominant in this game, Connor? Because obviously, with the game ending the way it did the last week, it would have been it must have been difficult to get up for the game, eh?
Absolutely, and the thing is, they started the first half quite quickly, Villa, but they were not clinical enough and didn't really take their chances when it fell. But when they went 2-0 down, you thought it's game over, 5-1 in aggregate. But they're within a goal here, and I tell you,
are PSG sort of like at 6s and 7s? Are they totally lost?
I think they are. I think they've just not expected Villa to come out like this in the second half. I think even though Villa got a goal back before half time, which I think was important because it gave them just a sniff of something that you think
the half time team talk a little bit easier.
Yeah, but PSG, they've come out in the second half almost, game's done, done and dusted. But when Villa got back level, that should have been the kick up the backside, and it didn't. It's not put the rock up them. And I think obviously what's happened is because Villa have started the way they have in this half and played so well, as the referee falls in his arse, which is funny. It's kind of obviously, without being able to hear it, but the crowd are obviously up for it, and I think that's maybe just getting to PSG a bit because they were able to silence the crowd at Anfield a lot. Yeah. But the Villa crowd have came alive here.
Well, big subs here for Barcelona.
Fucking hell. Dear me.
I think the ref should be sent off there, Connor.
I mean, the ref that's an elbow in the face there of João Neves. He just wiped him out. I love the fact as well that João Neves, as he runs in it, he goes down like, on his face. But it's like he's realised very quickly, it was the ref. I can't do that. That makes me look bad.
You'll be quite delighted. Yamal's went off and Ferran Torres has come on. But for everybody else, Fermin Lopez has went off. So it's Fermin that's went off. And Eric Garcia's came on. So
Ferran and Ferran on at the same time, Brian. That's just not
Fermin and Ferran, that must be a nightmare for the commentators. Tongue twisters at the best.
Bet the person that's reading out the sheet to make sure they got on the right bus at the end of the day. That's how they all speak in Spanish. It looks like Watkins is about ready to come on. Martin, I just seen him a moment or two ago getting ready.
I tell you, if this finishes 3-2, Connor, or PSG get another goal, Villa are going to absolutely kick themselves.
Oh, massively. They needed 3 goals tonight, but what they didn't need was to concede 2 before they got there. And that's where they'll kick themselves. It's those 2 goals in the first half, particularly the one from Martinez. That mistake is a big one, but it's just getting caught cold twice in a counter attack that's costing them. But listen, 16 minutes to go.
Would you not say that third goal in Paris is, cost them big time?
Oh, that's cost them as well. Absolutely. I mean, they realistically didn't deserve to get out with just a 1-goal deficit, but they were close to doing so, and to concede so late, again, disappointing. But again, it shows about game management, because at that point, they were probably still trying to get an equaliser, and you don't need to. Look, 1 goal is fine. If you're a goal behind going back at home, it's not a problem. But going 2 behind makes the job more difficult. So there's been moments across both ties that you can look at and say that there's the key moment that's costing Villa. But there's still...
I'm a little surprised, Connor. I know that you're 15 seconds behind me, right? But I'm a little surprised that they've took Rashford off. Rashford and Digne, I don't know how to say his name, off, and Watkins and Maatson on.
I mean, Rashford has been immense tonight. I don't know why
I'm really surprised he took him off, Connor.
I had to keep Rashford on myself, I must admit. Digne I can understand, but
Who's up top then if they've taken Rashford off?
Watkins is on for Rashford, Matson's on for Digne.
Right.
Rashford had the pace and the power, and he was actually starting to bully that PSG backline.
Barcelona on the attack here. Yeah. Oh, poor shot from Rafinha, cutting in from the right-hand side. They're letting them do this all the time. They let Yamal do it. They've started to let Rafinha. I think Rafinha's been shifted on the right-hand side.
That's loose. PSG could be through. In goes Mendes, chops one way and the other, has the shot, but Martinez produces the save with his feet, and it'll go for a corner kick. It was Dembele, sorry, I thought it was Mendes. It was Dembele who got in. That's a bit of... I tell you what, he's been quiet tonight, Osman Dembele. I have to say.
Well, you've not mentioned him this whole half, so that shows you how quiet he is.
Didn't really mention him in the first half either. The play was coming mainly for the wingers and the midfielders. Dembele's not really been involved.
17 minutes left of this game, Martin. 5-2 aggregate. It's starting to get away from Dortmund. They needed a goal, quite in the last few minutes. And
I think that that Barcelona goal's just knocked the stuffing out of them.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, as I say, before that Barcelona goal, it was completely dominating. Dortmund were dominating this game totally. But I'm afraid since the Barcelona goal, as you say, the stuffing is completely... the wind is totally out of the Dortmund sails, and they're playing it around, but thinking that in heart of hearts they know they're right up against it now. They're completely snookered behind the 8 ball. It's going to be an absolute mammoth task to get back into this, because as you said before the Barcelona goal, it was Dortmund, they were dominating, and it's a pity, because when I'd like to have seen it if Dortmund just got that next goal, it would be one behind, because then it would have been interesting. But they just haven't been able to get to that 1-goal differential. So it's looking an uphill task. They're just over 15 minutes away.
Got to be quicker there. You don't have time to dilly-dally. Dear me. It's PSG. Oh, it's over the bar. I mean...
I tell you what, the pass was on there, Connor, for Dembele.
It was, but just before that, it was on for Villa, and I just don't know. Was it Matty Cash? I think it is. I don't know what he's doing. Why you did that? You don't have time. Yeah, he picked it and he's almost stopped. And you think, you're playing in the Champions League. Get that ball moving quickly. As Martinez plays the slowest kick out I've ever seen in my life.
I think if Dembele makes that pass, I wasn't sure who it was running through on goal, but Dembele makes that pass, it's almost guaranteed a goal for PSG.
Oh, absolutely, aye. Mm-hmm.
Dortmund's nicked it here. They've nicked it on the right wing.
Oh.
2 around him, though. He's got past 1. Oh, great. Oh! Hat trick for Guirassy. Goal for Dortmund. There's a little bit of doubt here. I think the ball might have went out in the touchline for a throw-in. It's very close. The linesman elected to play on. He didn't put his flag up, but I mean, how the winger got through two of them. There was two of them marking the guy. How he got through both of them, I'll never know.
Oh,
Wriggled through. He won the ball. Oh, this is tight. Whoa. I don't know if that's out for a throw-in or not. But he's wriggled through two of them, got past two of them. He's put a great cross in, poor clearance from the centre half. And Garassi is 6 yards out and just lashed it with his left foot. So it could be 3-1 to Dortmund tonight. It could be. I'm not saying it is, but the boy that came on as the sub number 16. I'm not going to try and say his name.
Garassi couldn't miss Brian, could he?
No, he really couldn't. I mean, it was 6 yards out. He just had to hit the target. But I think the Barcelona players are obviously surrounding the referee right now, obviously asking, because I think they're thinking the ball went out for a throw-in. So they're
the difficulty with these ones is, Brian, that it has to be clearly out. If it's just the smallest bit out and they can't tell, then you can't change a decision. We've seen that at the weekend against Aberdeen.
Check
I'm
over.
just looking now.
Check is over.
Yeah, that's a goal.
Given. Yeah, they've given the goal. So we're kind of back in it here.
let's see where they go.
It's 3-1 to Dortmund, 5-3 in aggregate to Barcelona. 2 goals, that's all they need. And there's just over 14 minutes left. So I'll tell you what, I've just watched that again. That is very close to going out, that ball. But Duranville was the winger. He did brilliant in the wing to keep that in and then get past 2 players. But it's back to game on here. 3-1 to Dortmund. So I wouldn't rule out anything here. This has been a crazy night of goals, isn't it?
I tell you something, by the way, it's been 2 great games of football.
Yeah, it's just brilliant. Brilliant, because normally we get to this stage, it's very tippy-tappy and nobody wants to lose, but it's great to see teams just going for it and actually trying to win them.
I don't know, Brian, if that's out or not.
It's tight, isn't it?
Well, the fact of saying that would suggest that's why the goal gets given.
It's just purely because of the camera angles, Connor. Just purely because of the camera angles.
But then you would think if they've got like goal line technology, or you think they'd be above technology sort of all around the pitch,
Well, the thing I don't get is, I remember the World Cup with Japan, they actually had the ball tracking software and the automated thing, so they were able to
Dortmund's again
and show that it was in.
There's a goal, but he's offside. They've given offside.
Brian. Is it
geez.
offside?
Well, I don't.
The offside goal for Dortmund.
It looked offside for Dortmund. Yeah, it was a goal for Dortmund. Well, hold on. Yeah, he's went way early.
Oh,
he went miles early. Yeah, it was just the way you couldn't really tell. I'll take some finish from Svensson. He dummied it. He looked as though he was going to square it over to the centre forward Garassi, but
I will say PSG have a free kick here in a dangerous area. It's about maybe 22, 23 yards out. To the edge of the box. Steps up, takes it, hits it into the wall. It'll come back out though.
That's just a little warning for Barcelona though, Martin, because
I mean, he's clearly offside, Brian, but I'll tell you what, it's a good finish.
That's what I'm saying. It's a superb finish. And they're on the break again. Dortmund aren't finished in this game by no means. They're they've just given out it's a throw into Barcelona, but they're I'll tell you what, see if that goal had stood. You've still got just over 11 minutes to go. 1 goal needed. I mean, that would have been absolutely, exactly the same aggregate score as Connor. It'd have been perfect. So it's just a shame that goal didn't count.
I tell you, Villa are starting to become a little bit wasteful in the final third. There's a couple of times they've been through and it's just the wrong pass being made again there. Oh, he's PSG. Dear me. That was almost game over right there, Martinez.
That was such poor defending, Connor. Such poor defending.
Shocking defending. He shouldn't have been getting skipped over like that. Do you know what the annoying thing is? I think the linesman's put the flag up here for offside and he wasn't offside.
I thought they didn't do that.
No, it's a corner. So why was Martinez picking the ball up like it was a goal kick?
Great play.
Hakimi probably should score, although I don't know what the defending's doing.
Who is that?
Can I get your opinion, Connor, on how Matty Cash has played tonight? I didn't obviously barely seen him first half because I was watching the Dortmund game, but in the second half he's played Gratavilia, however you pronounce it, really well.
I think you can get some cream for that, man. He has, to be fair, he has done really well in that aspect. Again, in all fairness, he's not an awful lot to do in the second half, but when he has had to do it, he's done it really, really well. It's been an assured performance for Matty Cash, I have to say. Villa, though, just need to find something here. They need to have a real go now. This last 6 minutes, they have to take everything the shackles up, but they have to make these decisions right, though, because again, from a blistering start of the second half and everything's coming off and they're doing everything right, it's just those little decisions they're starting to get wrong. I mean, there was that one there where he tried to go out wide and didn't put enough on it, but just before that, they were through the middle again, and he tries to, I think concept is tries to play the impossible pass through the middle for Watkins when what he should be doing is going out to his wide left because that's where the space was. I get they're desperate to get his goal, but they can't force the issue. They still have to make the right decisions.
Listen, if it finishes like this, Connor, PSG can go and give Donnarumma a big cuddle at the end of the game.
Wow.
He's
I mean, that save here, I'm just seeing back for this header. How he got a hand up to that, I mean, there's not a lot of power on it for Tielemans, but it's that close into him. And then that Consa one as well. And those chances seeing them back, one of them has to find the back of the net for them.
Yeah, something happened, Brian.
Barcelona could have scored from the corner there. They took a short corner, and Rafinha down the right crossed it, and Eric Garcia, of all people, the sub, sort of got his foot to it and guided it about a foot past the far post. So Barcelona had a really good chance.
Wide.
It's inches wide. So yeah, it was as I say, of all people, Eric Garcia is not known for his goal-scoring prowess, but here's Dortmund on the attack now. Lifted over. Oh, it's too high for the striker. No, it wasn't Gerasi. It was the.
That's a soft free kick, I have to say.
Dortmund in again. Gerasi. There's nobody there. Nobody there to knock down. Gee whiz. Barcelona look tired, by the way. They look as though they're struggling. Dortmund have got the sort of edge to. They seem more up for it.
Dortmund need two. So,
well, this is it. Yeah, I mean, there's still 7 minutes to go plus injury time. And you know what it's like in the Champions League. It'll be about 8 minutes added on. So,
the thing is, by the way, see if Villa can get a goal at extra time and somehow get through this, they're potentially looking at Arsenal over 2 legs in the semi-final. And I tell you what, that's doable for Villa. They've beat Arsenal this season already.
I know. Yeah.
But they still have to find a way of getting through this title. As PSG come forward here, I might have spoken too soon.
Oh, here we go. Dortmund's in again. There's 3 of them in the box. Oh, what is he doing? They were all pelting into the box, and they were all around about the 6-yard line when he was away to deliver it.
Oh,
and he just it back to the 18-yard line. What a poor decision from the winger.
Matty Cash again, Connor.
Yeah, well, Kvaratskhelia was very nearly in there. He was sort of dancing around with the footwork, and then Matty Cash just about does enough to stop him. Free kick given here for PSG.
That's a ridiculous free kick, by the way. An absolutely ridiculous.
It's a disgrace. He's won the header. I mean, there's nothing when seeing that he has caught him.
No, I don't think he's touched him.
No, there's contact.
When you see the replay back, I don't think he's touched him.
Ross Barkley coming on here now for Villa. They are throwing the last roll of the dice here. Tielemans off, Barkley on.
I'll tell you what, it's all hands to the pump here for Barcelona.
He's a man, Tielemans, who's one of those players who should have levelled it for Villa.
The Barcelona just seem to be getting rid of it anywhere. They're lying very deep now. It's almost like a 4-5-1 they're playing. It's just so unlike Barcelona to be playing like this. As I say, they're so deep. They're just getting rid of the ball. It's getting recycled. It's coming straight back at them. So this could be for the next 5 minutes just a complete assault on the Barcelona goal from Dortmund. Unless there's a quick break, but Dortmund are all over them. They're just
PSG in here. This could be game over. Oh, Martinez again. I tell you what, if Villa get an equaliser, they can thank Martinez in the second half because he's had to produce a couple of saves as well. Although this one might have been off again. He's not offside. He's on. So that should be a corner. But Martinez is confusing me because he just keeps picking the ball up for goal kicks, even if it's not one. It's a good save that by Martinez, it has to be said. Corner kick, PSG.
Barcelona just playing for
Take
time
shot.
now. Sorry, Connor.
I'm just saying PSG took the corner kick shot, and there's the effort. Curled wide. Deflected, says the referee, so it's another corner for PSG. This is ideal for PSG, by the way. They're happy to keep this exactly where it is. They're not the slightest bit bothered about moving. I must say, Martin, considering how this game has went in the second half, I'm amazed that Luis Enrique's only made one sub.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so am I.
I think they'd be getting tired by now, wouldn't you?
I think it's crazy.
And again, I wonder if you'll see the board go up for stoppage time and then just make all 40 kill time.
We're in the 86, just after the 86th minute, Martin. It's looking very difficult now for Dortmund. They have to score in the next. Oh, geez, what a poor pass. Centre half's just passed out of the park. He's just passed. Like,
only 3 minutes, Connor, added on.
Time is against Villa here. They can't even get the ball out of their own half. They're pegged into their corner here. PSG, to be fair, it's good game management, good time management for them, but Villa have to find a way out and try and create another that one chance.
Villa had their chances.
But they need one more. Again, PSG just keep me the corner flag. It'll go for a throw-in. And it'll be well, the camera cut to the crowd before it could tell me whose throwing it was, but it's a PSG throw-in. Need to win possession here. Villa finally get the throw-in, so they'll be able to try and come out with it now. But that's killed off, the first 30 seconds of the 3 minutes added on for PSG, so they'll be quite happy with that. Again, Villa not getting out their own half here. I don't know what happened there, but both Brian and Martin disappeared.
Just disappeared for a second.
And as much as I could talk you through this game, I'm not watching the Dortmund and Barcelona game, so I couldn't possibly comment on that. Out it goes. Villa have the throw. 2 minutes left, or just under 2 minutes left. If there is a last minute goal, Martin, you do not spoil it for me or anybody else.
The referee, for me, from what I've managed to see in this game, the referee's spoiling it a bit.
Well, he's gave a few soft fouls. I don't like them. There was one he gave about 4 or 5 minutes ago, and it was just two players shoulder to shoulder. I mean, there he's given a free kick again there for PSG. I cannot understand that.
I absolutely love the future king telling the referee to fuck off.
But Connor, as I said earlier, that third goal in Paris has cost them.
Well, it has, but so's the first goal tonight as well. What a second half they've had. But
yeah, they've been superb.
But you can't give a team like PSG a 2-goal start.
No, too little, too late. Really, I'm just under a minute left. I think it is game over, sadly for Aston Villa. But they can hold their heads high.
Some can't.
They have made a hell of a fight of this. They'll be disappointed because there's moments in the game, both legs, that they should have been still, level at least with PSG. So that'll disappoint them a bit. But listen, they've given it a crack. As the ball comes in there, it's blocked. Just as I was saying that, I thought Villa were about to do the unthinkable, and then as the shot came in, it was blocked by the defender. It's a
great block. It's a phenomenal block.
What a block. That's a block that has just saved PSG in this tournament. Comes in, excellent defending.
I'm assuming it's a husband and wife.
Good effort. Jacob Ramsey, I think he had the curl on that as well. If he doesn't block it, that's heading into the bottom corner. I'm telling you now. But a defender, just big Pacho man. Doing the business for PSG there. The PSG fans are now
4 minutes added on. Dortmund. 4 minutes added on.
They've all chewed their fingernails into the quick during this half, but they are now happy, and that is it. Game over. It finishes at Villa Park. Aston Villa 3, PSG 2 on the night. 5-4 PSG in aggregate.
Mental.
Really unfortunate for Villa. They just some defensive errors costing them and not being clinical enough at times. I mean, three massive opportunities to level it up. One of them has to go in. I know Donnarumma produced a couple of brilliant saves, but you've got to score one of them. And it's bizarre because I tell you, it's not often a club like Aston Villa will beat a side like PSG at home and not be happy about it. That's just the madness at this stage of the competition. PSG will go marching on, but I tell you now, if they're going to get to the final, they need to be better than they were tonight against Arsenal or Real Madrid. They really do. They'll probably go home to Real Madrid because they'll be sick of the sight of England by now, I'm sure. But then again, be a good. What a feather in their bow if they can win this by not like the 3 English Premier League clubs. They'd be quite happy with it.
It'll be well if the Arsenal Real Madrid result stays the way it is, it'll be PSG Arsenal in the semi.
Yes, but as we've seen tonight, Brian,
I know.
you
And
never know.
of all teams to try and take a lead to taking it to the Bernabeu, Arsenal must be just thinking to themselves, gee whiz, what's happened in Villa Park could well happen to us.
Yeah, can I just quickly switch the focus, Brian, to the final stages of the Dortmund Barcelona game? I know you didn't see the first half, Brian, and in spells in the second half, Barcelona have been decent.
Yes.
But for their standards, they've been poor.
Yeah, they've not been great at all. As I said before, Barcelona just couldn't get a foothold in that game until they actually scored that own goal out of nothing. It was an own goal of all things. It wasn't even a Barcelona player that scored. So they've just been they just haven't been able to get the ball. Dortmund were actually really good with the ball. They were hanging on to it and they were, making great runs and, charging forward. I mean, they're on their way again here. It's a little bit too late, but I mean, if they get one now, it's an exciting couple of minutes. Lays it off. Oh, he laid it off too late, but it's a corner to Dortmund. But yeah, Barcelona have just not, until that goal, they couldn't get near the goal, couldn't get near the ball. Dortmund were all over them. Short corner here, not in favour of that, but it's another. Oh, jeez, he's lofted out of the pitch. Oh my goodness. Oh, jeez, that's it. I think there's a minute to go. They need 2 goals. It's game over. Minute to go. They've just gave themselves too much. It's pretty much the same as Villa. They've gave them that first leg result just gave them too much of a mountain to climb. I'm afraid it was just too big a bridge to gap. So
and from memory, Dortmund had chances in that first leg, and then they just completely folded. They completely folded.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been by far the better team tonight.
Oh, 100%.
By far the better team.
Yeah. I mean, as I say, I'm trying to remember even the goalkeeper making a save in this game, but I don't really remember him making a save.
No.
It just shows, I think if one thing tonight has shown us, in fact, both legs have shown us thus far in the Champions League and even in the Europa League, is how important are your home games, by the way, in these knockout stages. Because the away teams have not had a good time.
Well, I think the important thing, Connor, is though for the away teams, don't lose by a stupid amount of goal. Don't concede stupid goals and go down 3 or 4 because it's all very well playing well in the set and that's it over. That's the game over. So Barcelona, but Dortmund win 3-1 in night. Barcelona win 5-3 in aggregate. So Dortmund again, pretty much like Villa, left it far too much to do, but a valiant effort from Dortmund, I'm afraid. But just it's the away leg killed them, very much like Villa. They left.
Do you know what else these games have proved? That football is so much better without the away goal.
Yeah,
the away goal rule, so much better. Absolutely, so much.
I was always an advocate of the away goal rule as well. I quite liked it.
But that's because you're an old man. Right, Connor, match report, please.
Yeah, I mean, the story of this one was written in a lot of ways before we got here. But I mean, the first half, they started well. They did start well in the first half, but they weren't clinical enough. They didn't have that edge. It was decision making again, not good enough in the final third. But PSG lethal on the counter attack. They had a plan, I think, for the first half, which was, we're not going to go and open ourselves up and allow Villa goals and to get back into it. So we'll just catch them on counter attacks and the break. And they've done that very, very well. Again, I have to go back to it, and it's the keeper in me that says it. Martinez, he made some good saves in the second half, but he sold the jerseys with the first goal, quite frankly. And then, of course, the second again, counter. But Villa for them, to be fair to them, what an effort. 2-1 at half time, you're thinking, well, it's still 5-2. It's still game over. But the way they started the second half, talk about a blistering start. It was Hannah Mile stuff. It was just wave after wave, chance after chance. They go and score 2 goals. The oracle here, obviously, calling it when I say that John McGinn just has to shoot, and he does, scores. Rashford, by the way, for me, Rashford is the man of the match tonight. In this one, there's no doubt about it. Rashford, I thought, particularly second half, was outstanding. He really, really was. Again, after he got the third Villa, for that 5-10 minute spell, it looked for all money. You'd have had your mortgage that they were going to equalise, because it just looked like it was any moment. Donnarumma produced some unbelievable saves again, and then that's the type of keeper he is. He's just, that one for Tielemans, I go back to it because there's not a lot of power in that header, but that header's directed towards the top corner from such close range that he doesn't have any right to get up and make that save the way he does, Donnarumma, and he does. Then wasteful with a couple of chances after that. And then I felt the last 10-15 minutes, it sort of drifted away for Villa, to be honest with you. PSG were the ones who were getting the better of the opportunities. And when Villa were getting it forward at that point, it was a bit more disjointed. They weren't making the right pass at the right times. There was a bit of dilly-dallying. So, yeah, they'll be disappointed, but you know what? They can hold their heads high, Aston Villa. They really can. They were outstanding tonight. I hope that's thoroughly knackered them for Saturday when we go and play them. But I'm gutted for them. I wish they had pushed it to extra time, because their performance at the very least merited an extra half an hour. And even at the end, Martin, what a block for the defender, because that is flying in, and he just gets himself in the way, managing to do so without having to use any arms either, which always helps. So, yeah, PSG still, for me, probably just about the favourites to win it, on the basis of the fact they're just constantly getting through and haven't lost a game even until tonight, really, in the knockout stage. So yeah, it's an interesting one going forward. PSG against Real Madrid and Arsenal in the semi-final, that's going to be what an occasion that will be, over 2 legs, I tell you, regardless. The good thing is that when we do a watch on for that, Martin, everybody will watch the same game, because it will be one game on different nights.
Yes.
But a fantastic game of football. Thoroughly enjoyed that. That 90 minutes flew by.
It actually really did. It really did. And Brian, you kind of gave us your kind of final thoughts, but just quickly again, Borussia Dortmund huffed and puffed, but just couldn't overcome that.
No. They got the goal in the first half, and then they got the early goal in the second half, and you thought, right, they're right in it here. They had their tails up, but I'm afraid 5 minutes later they conceded a poor own goal, and that just totally took the stuff. And they had chances after that, to be fair. But the winger, is it Gittins and Duranville, they were full of energy, trying to get down the wings and stuff. But Ademaye, he was really good in the second half. Ademaye. And Garassi, I would say, man of the match tonight with his 2 goals. Could have probably had a hat-trick, to be fair.
Was he giving Barcelona kittens tonight? Was he Gittins?
Oh, very good. Yeah, very good. Oh, gee whiz. That's terrible, Connor. Terrible. But no, that's Barcelona through, and obviously they await the semi.
I'll tell you something. Just as you mentioned that, Brian. See if we go by the way the scores are just now. It will be Barcelona against Inter Milan, and it will be Arsenal against Paris Saint-Germain.
Brilliant.
If you're Mikel Arteta, you're thinking to yourself, I don't know if I'm going to get a better chance here.
Okay, there is PSG, but the only team that you could see that tried and tested in that is Barcelona. Well, you could argue Bayern Munich as well. PSG are very untested at this stage of Champions League now. They've not gotten to this point. They're a young team. They're very untested at this stage. Have they got the minerals to get it over the line and get to the final? That's going to be the big question. Because obviously, as everybody knows, PSG went heavy for the sort of Galactico sort of type player. They went Neymar, Messi, and all that lot, and it didn't pay off, and Mbappe, so it didn't pay off. But they've taken a total different tack now. But PSG, they've went for young, hungry guys, and it seems to be paying off. But they still have a big question mark over themselves at this stage of Champions League.
Yeah, and look, there's a lot for Arsenal to do, but I'm just thinking if you're looking at the teams that are left, this isn't prime Barcelona. This is a young Paris Saint-Germain team who showed tonight that they can be got at.
And
So I think if you're Mikel Arteta, you're looking at that thinking, oh, this maybe this could be our year. But we are going to leave it there, folks. Thank you so much, Connor and Brian, for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed the coverage. If you did, please leave a like on the old YouTube. Give us a like on Twitter. Retweet on Twitter. Share on YouTube as well. And make sure you're subscribed. We'll be right back here tomorrow night to do it all again. So make sure you join us then. Brian, Connor, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And we shall speak very, very soon.